help is on the way. And here with some insights on this is Bahar Takhtehchian. She's the editor-at-large at Shape magazine. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Dr. Steve.
So, Bahar, I want to get to the #1 cause of death, you know, heart disease. It's such a big issue for men and women, but men really don't pay attention to it.
They really don't. You know, men, they're stressed. They tend to not want to talk about their issues and diseases, but it's really a big concern for men. In fact, you know, they're 2 times as likely to die from heart disease than women. So it's really important that as women, we're aware of those warning signs.
And let's talk about some of the warning signs for men, because they may not even realize they have them.
Absolutely. Well, one of the top warning signs for men is chest pain. So if you find out that your man is experiencing chest pain or a little bit difficulty breathing, you really want to encourage him to head to the doctor just to get things checked out. And it's interesting because women tend to have different symptoms when it comes to heart attack or heart disease as well. So chest pain, though, is really crucial with men. Also, if they have irregular heartbeats or palpitations, that's also an indication that something might be wrong.
The big confusion, I think, pain has to be sharp and stabbing, but it really is a heaviness and a pressure. Okay, so moving on, heart disease actually goes hand in hand with blood vessel disease all over the body, which leads us to stroke, something a lot of people don't realize they're at risk for.
Right, and stroke is huge with men and women as well, but really with stroke you want to remember that there are some danger signs, and timing is of the essence really with stroke. So you have a 3-hour window. If you find that your man is experiencing a stroke, there is an easy way to remember. It's an acronym, FAST. So first you want to look at the face. You want to see if there's any drooping, particularly on one side. Second, arms. Ask them to see if they can lift their arms up to see if one arm is drifting downwards or not. That's always an indication that something might be wrong. S is for speech. See if they're able to understand what you're saying. See if they're able to articulate anything. And finally, time. Time is of the essence. Again, you have a 3-hour window to get your man to the hospital. The sooner you can do this, the better. So call 911. And the key with this, really, you want to do it quickly, because the less time passes, the less likely there is for disabilities to happen or for more issues to happen down the line.
Exactly right. And nowadays there are so many treatments that can help relieve a stroke right away. If there's a clot, we can break that up, and that can be life-saving and improve their disability later on. Another big one, depression. A lot of men feel like, I'm not going to get depressed, and they're embarrassed because it's a mental illness.
Absolutely, and there's really nothing to be embarrassed about, especially if you're with your husband or your boyfriend or someone that you care about. Open communication is key. So the signs of depression really are changes in behavior. If you're noticing that the man in your life is drinking more, he's using drugs or alcohol, he's talking about wanting to update his will perhaps, or he's suicidal, maybe he's not wanting to leave the house, these are all indications that something might be wrong. So you want to just approach the topic in a way that you're not really threatening him. Try to promote open dialogue.
Right, and very important. And a lot of times people sleep a lot when they're depressed. So if you see that, another warning sign. Want to talk about lung cancer, because people don't realize how common lung cancer is.
It's really the most common cancer in men and women, and you don't have to be a smoker to suffer from lung cancer.
That's a big one, right? People think, well, they must have smoked to have lung cancer, but more people have lung cancer than breast, prostate, and colon cancer combined. It's
amazing, and it's an interesting statistic that many of us might not be aware of. Now, when it comes to lung cancer, the warning signs are more obvious, or not, always as obvious. So first of all, if there's a cough, if you're not a smoker and you suddenly develop a cough, that may be an indication that something is wrong. Secondly, if you have blood while you're coughing, that's definitely a sign that something might be wrong, so you want to go get that checked out.
Right, but the most important thing you said, though, many times, no symptoms at all.
Symptoms,
and that's the key thing. But I want to move on to the last one, which is prostate cancer, because so many guys don't even want to talk about prostate cancer because you have to get that digital rectal exam, and they're like, you know what? That's not getting done. I know, and 1 in 6 men will get prostate cancer. This is a huge number. Now, with prostate cancer, again, early signs of prostate cancer, there are no symptoms. But the warning signs for men are you're either having to go to the bathroom very often. When you're going to the bathroom, you're not really relieving yourself fully. Or sometimes, you know, as a woman, if you're having sex with your husband or your boyfriend and you're noticing that there's a little bit of pinkness or blood in their semen, that is definitely an indication that something might be wrong. So you need to encourage them to go to the doctor to get that fixed. Getting them to the doctor, of course, the biggest challenge. Bahar, thanks so much for coming. Thank you, Dr. Steve. Great information.
Joining me now from New York with more on this is the editor-at-large of the Shape Health magazine, Bahar Takhtehchian. Welcome to the show. Now, first off, you've been following the reaction on social media to this move by New York City. Tell us what people are saying about this.
Well, at Shape Magazine, our readers are very focused, of course, on health, nutrition, and fitness, so it was no surprise that they were very fired up about this ban. And, you know, the results were mixed. Some readers said that they believed that this was actually a good idea, that we do need to enforce, you know, more restrictions on sugar. And other readers were a little bit annoyed, and they thought that, you know, we are informed consumers and we should be able to make our own decisions when it comes to what we eat and drink.
And as you say, informed decisions on what people should eat or drink. I know in the US, of course, personal freedoms are incredibly important, as they are elsewhere in the world. So shouldn't people be allowed to buy supersized drinks if they want to and where they want to?
Well, I think there's certainly an obesity crisis, and this is New York's attempt on, you know, taking the war on obesity right as they can. And while we can't definitively say that this will make people healthier, we do know that high soda consumption does cause obesity. It does lead to diabetes. It does increase the chances of stroke, and it does lead to some types of cancer. So it really is a health risk.
All right, Bahar Takhtehchian there from Shape Magazine. Thank you very much.
Bahar Takhtehchian is here, and of course, she's the editor-at-large with Shape Magazine to talk about some of these things we have lying around the house which can do amazing things, right?
That's right, and the best part is everything can pretty much be found right in your kitchen. So our first summer bummer, sunburn, and of course this happens to all of us. A great solution, aloe vera, but an at-home remedy. All you need is a little bit of cornstarch and a little bit of water, 2 tablespoons of each, mix it up, and what you do is you create this nice little paste. You put it on your sunburn for about 10 minutes, and that's going to ease the pain. And of course, if it's a little bit painful still, you can pop an ibuprofen.
Wow. Now keep in mind, you know what? You buy a little bit. First of all, if you ever cook with cornstarch.
Can I try a little bit on my hand because I feel like it's going to drip all over.
Okay, well you need to
Would
make
this have helped A-Rod?
Why do you bring that up again?
This one, it could be a little bit thicker. We put this together quickly, but the point is it's going to be really, really soothing on the burn, and it's so inexpensive.
Okay, it's good to know. Hey, listen, you need to know these things.
The other thing is you use such a small amount of cornstarch when you cook. This thing's going to be sitting in your house for 10 years.
Yeah, that's true.
That's so true. Yeah, that's
right. And they only sell it in this size.
I know. You're telling me. I had to find it yesterday.
Now, I always have a problem with swimmer's ear.
Right, and
constant.
You know what's causing it is that your pH balance in your ear gets a little bit messed up and the bacteria start to thrive. So if you get swimmer's ear, what you can do is you just take some white vinegar, mix it with a little bit of water, and then if you find a dropper, put 2 drops into your ear twice a day for 2 days. The infection should be gone.
And then if all else fails, throw in some olive oil and some lettuce and you toss it around. No, but I've heard that before. I'm always afraid because it's your ear.
I don't like putting anything.
I know, but it really does work, and you're diluting it with a bit of water too.
Okay, good. All right. What else do you have for us?
Okay, so muscle cramps. For those athletes out there, muscle cramps are usually caused by dehydration, but poor circulation and digestion issues can also cause that. So what you want to do is add a little bit of spice to your breakfast. To your cereal, add some cinnamon, some milk, and some flaxseed. The cinnamon is going to help with your circulation, the flaxseed helps with your digestion, and the milk has electrolytes to help with your dehydration.
I like that. That sounds yummy.
I know a lot of people who take a flaxseed oil pill or drink flaxseed oil every day.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a wonderful herb, very, very good for you. And of course, make sure you're having water before, after, and during your workouts.
Of course. What else do you have up your sleeve today
So then, of course, blisters are very common. If you're running, there's a lot of the chafing that can happen from your socks, or as females in the summertime, we don't wear socks with our shoes and our high heels, so you get those blisters. So to prevent the blisters from happening, you can put some petroleum jelly on beforehand, but if it's too late and the damage has already been done, you want to look for this ointment called calendula. So this is an herb. It's actually a flower. It's an antimicrobial, which
Where
means
can you get that?
You can get this at Whole Foods, or you can get it at your local drugstores as well. It soothes the itch and helps heal the actual blister too.
Do you have a blister that you want to try it on right now?
Yeah, do you want me to show you?
I don't. Where is it?
That would take some work.
Okay, maybe
no,
not.
I don't have a blister.
Okay, just checking. Maybe
every once in a while I do.
A little something on the bottom.
On the foot from running. Yeah.
Right. And finally, bee stings, of course, very, very common. You want to remember, if you do get stung by a bee, move away from that area, because when the bee stings you, it sends this alert out to other bees, so they kind of come towards you again. So move away, and then try to use a pair of tweezers to get rid of that stinger inside of your skin.
Huh. I didn't know that bees actually send a message to other bees.
They have like a whole PA system?
They sure do.
It's push to talk.
Come and get her.
It's push to talk.
That's right.
That is great information this morning. We have everything in our house, so this is good.
Yeah. Stay safe all summer.
Bahar, we love having you on.
Thank you for having me, Dave
so
and
much.
Rosanna.
Thanks again.
Ladies, let's face it, we all go through it, PMS. But did you know that there's certain foods that you should and shouldn't avoid? Let's check them out. So I am here with Shape Magazine's editor-at-large, Bahar Takhtehchian, and she is here to guide you through your menstrual woes. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So what's the first thing we need, actually?
Well, what you eat really does play a big role in how you feel when you have your period and even before you have your period. So the first key is to add calcium into your diet.
Okay, so what are we talking first?
So we're talking about milk here, and calcium, several studies have shown that if you have calcium during your period or while you're having PMS, it's going to ease those symptoms.
Now we're talking yogurt?
Exactly. Yogurt is a big thing. Of course, Greek yogurt is extremely popular as well, a great way to recharge after a workout and a great way to ease those PMS symptoms too.
So now you're saying that we need magnesium.
That's right. Now, magnesium, you can get this from foods or from supplements. Magnesium is important with PMS because it's going to reduce swelling, it's going to reduce bloating, and it also has been shown to improve your mood. Well, spinach has magnesium, which is also really helpful because during your period, sometimes you have breast tenderness, and magnesium is going to help you get rid of that.
So Bahar, you say that vitamin A and D are great for us. Why is that?
Well, when you have your period, as if the PMS isn't bad enough, it also wreaks havoc on your skin. You get oily skin, you get breakouts. Vitamin A and D are going to help clear your skin, and it's going to help your skin look better. So you can get those sources from carrots. Cantaloupes also have vitamin A and D.
So we're talking about unrefined grains. Why is that great for us?
Well, unrefined grains are going to boost your serotonin levels, and this really controls your mood. When we have PMS, a lot of times we're irritable. So you want to have some whole wheat pasta.
Sounds good. One of my favorites. I love whole wheat pasta.
Brown rice is a great source of whole grains. And of course, when you have more whole grains, you're eating more fiber, so it's better on your waistline.
You know that fruits and veggies are great for us, but why is it good for PMS?
Well, fruits and veggies are going to control your sugar cravings and stabilize your mood.
So we talked about all the foods that we should eat, but what about the foods that we shouldn't eat?
So you want to stay away from caffeine because that can cause breast tenderness. Stay away from salt. That's going to make you feel and look bloated. And finally, stay away from excess sugar because that's going to spike your mood real quickly, but then you're going to come crashing down.
And that's interesting. Bahar, thank you so much for all of these tips. For more, check out the latest issue of Shape Magazine.
Something you all want to get rid of. I'm talking about Cellulite, and I've got quick and easy ways to help reduce its appearance. There are no doctors required, no high-priced treatments either. Here to show us what they are is lifestyle editor for Shape Magazine, Bahar Takhtehchian. So, Cellulite, before we get into this, it's not just a weight issue, folks. There's lots of reasons you get them. You get Cellulite because of hormonal changes, because of lack of exercise, but to be honest with you all, diet is a part of this. So your diet is, of course, the easiest thing to fix, so we're going to start there. So, Bahar, in the morning, beginning of the day, you're going to give us things for morning, afternoon eating, but in the beginning of the day, what changes to your diet should you make?
Well, in the beginning of the day, you want to have some flaxseed in your diet. And I love flaxseed because it's super easy to incorporate. You can put it in your oatmeal, you can add it to your yogurt, you can even blend up a great smoothie. Now, flaxseed is wonderful because it helps fight cellulite, and here's why. It supports your body's estrogen levels, and estrogen supports collagen growth.
Right.
It's the collagen that's going to help strengthen your skin, and it's going to strengthen those connective tissues, and then that reduces the appearance of cellulite. So you want to add 2 tablespoons of this to your breakfast every single day, and you're good to go.
You won't be straining either that way. You avoid the straining.
Exactly.
So be more comfortable in your life. Okay. Next thing you want to do is in the afternoon. This has nothing to do with food. This is something that you're actually going to put on when you're running errands. I have never heard of it before. It's called anti-cellulite clothing. I must say, I'm a little suspect. Does this really work?
This really does. I mean, these are capri pants from Delphine Spa. And what's great about these is you can put them on in the middle of the day right before you go and run your errands. What makes these different from typical capris is they have bioceramic material inside. Now, that's going to generate heat, and that heat's going to help as you're actually walking.
I love that.
Now, what's also great about this is you can, of course, you can wear these at the gym, and at the gym, the more you move, the more heat you actually generate. You can buy these online. The capris are $50, or you can buy the shorts for $40.
But they do look like scuba gear, but I think they'd be okay for a few hours. And again, these aren't going to cure your cellulite. I want you to have reasonable expectations, but you'll look better that evening to put them on.
They reduce the appearance, exactly.
Now, evening comes, the lights are going down. There's two things in the evening routine that I want you all to incorporate. The first is a supplement that has been used for memory loss for a long time. It's called Go-To Cola Extract. I did not know it could work for cellulite.
It really can. Now, this is Go-To Cola Extract, and this is caffeine-free, and it also has relaxing properties, which makes it perfect for the evening time. Now, what's great about this is you take this, and, you know, this is one of the only herbs where research has proven that it actually can reduce some of the appearance of your cellulite, because what it does is it improves your elasticity of your skin. So you want to take this right before bed.
It's an important concept because you still have a cellulite beneath the skin, but you won't see it so much because that saran wrap of skin will cover it up. This last one is my favorite of all. It's the best, I think, remedy you can use late at night. It's called horse chestnut extract. How does it work?
Well, it's most important to remember that horse chestnut extract improves your circulation. Now, what this does is you actually put this all over your body at night. It has a compound called essin. Essin is going to reduce the size and the number of pores on your capillaries, and that improves your blood flow. So at Schaefer recommend that you put this all over your body right before you go to sleep, and that way you're fighting cellulite as you sleep.
It's just brilliant. It's very good. Thank you very much for joining us today.